guys, welcome to Sainted Bronies, the only YouTube show designed to
interrupt the combo!
Shut up. Anyways, today's topic.
They already know, bro. You don't need to introduce it.
Yeah, I probably saw the title.
Fine, but they should probably do it anyway because it's kind of the click. Human stories in human stories. Humans in human stories.
You don't know what to say. Humans in Equestria story opinions.
Mm-hmm. Now,
with a side of mashed potatoes.
Now let's just get this out of the way. Jamie's writing one. Woohoo! Everybody should go read it once he finally fucking posts it.
I did.
Oh, you did? Go read it. He'll probably put the link in the description. You know, down there below. You know, under the video. You know where that is. Unless you...
The invisible magical land where people get lost if they're not careful.
Used to be up in the top right. Now it's down there. What the hell happened?
I remember when it was over here.
That was crazy.
Dude, that was crazy when it was over here on the left.
And now all the videos that were like, check the description up there. And I was like, what are you pointing to? You're pointing to this video with a cat in it.
Dude, I even remember the times when they're like, click the button below the subscribe button down there.
Holy
like, oh,
shit.
Wow.
Oh, we're getting off topic. But still, human stories in Equestria. What's to say about them? They're a little bit like OCs with me in that they're a bit of a touchy ground. I'm not going to usually go out of my way to find them. And even if it sounds interesting, it's still going to be low on my list just because of my general opinion on the throwing of that in. Because usually, from what I've read, they're pretty samey, uninteresting. In that the characters are usually kind of like, oh, my life in the real world sucks. Oh, man. Oh, ponies in Equestria. Oh, I got to go out. But there's like, oh, well, maybe I should stay here. I'll stay here. Woohoo! And then he either stays here and becomes a pony because crazy magic.
Now here's something. I hear you say usually.
Yeah,
You
usually.
didn't say all the time. You said usually. So have you found ever
My Little Dashie?
That's different.
That's kind of the same
That's not
thing.
Humans in Equestria.
It's still a pony story with a human in it.
That's pie. That's a pie story. Ponies in Earth.
Woohoo! I like pie.
Pie's good.
Apple pie.
Pinkie pie.
Ooh, inky pie, blinky pie.
Bam! We just swifted. We so swift.
We swift. But anywho, I suppose.
You ever heard of a good one though? Or just
maybe
maybe saw one you thought would have been good, just never read it.
Not that I can think of. No, I really can't think of anything. But
Shut up, Kermit. Get out of my video.
Waka waka waka.
What the fuck is that?
That was Fozzie Bear. I can't. It's been forever since I've heard his voice, so I can't do it. People are gonna be like, that didn't sound anything. But anyway, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But similar to the OC as a main character, I can't discredit it because being someone who loves paleontology, I live by the creed of just because it hasn't been found does not mean it doesn't exist. So
you believe that there is a good human in Equestria story?
I believe there could be.
Are you gonna ever take the time to find it though?
Fuck no, I've got more important things to do. If someone can...
What if it was one everyone started talking about?
Then I would read it. I read My Little Dashie when everyone started talking about it, and I love that.
Everyone started talking about cupcakes and you.
I didn't read that because that's different. I did watch the cartoon though, and it was
Cupcakes
not as
HD.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't as bad as I expected it to.
Dude, I have a friend who has it saved on his phone so he can watch that 24/7.
Jesus Christ, what's wrong with him?
He likes the song. That's the only reason he has it.
Oh, you mean the Andrew WK song?
Yes.
You better get ready to die. Get ready. You should just download the freaking song. I have it on my iPod. I can lend it to him for a little bit just so we can stop watching. I'm not that dedicated. But yeah, what about you? What do you think?
I gotta, unfortunately, they're basically the same as OCs. They are the same unless it's a self-insertion, and that's just kind of stupid. But if it's a created human, just out of the blue, not real, then it's just an OC, and it's just the same thing with me. Usually it'll fit the role, but sometimes the story is based around particularly this one human in Equestria, and it just depends on whether or not it's good or bad.
And ultimately, this is the thing with a lot of... This all comes down to the same thing, in that you have to make it just right. You have to make if you're going to write a story like this, you have to make a reason as to why it couldn't just be, you know, a normal pony. Why you had to put a human in this situation rather than a pony. So, like, say he's coming to Equestria. Why couldn't it have been, say, a griffin coming from the Griffin land, and now he or she has to live there? Why couldn't it have been that? Or maybe, say, one of the teenage dragons, he gets, like, kicked out of his homeland and goes to Ponyville. That's more interesting, more unique, and honestly would make a hell of a lot more sense than a human suddenly showing up.
There was one story. This one didn't make a lot of sense, and it definitely didn't draw me in. But it was something along the lines that the human comes to Equestria, and then he, like, becomes fucking president.
What the fuck?
I'm serious. Like, the whole point was that he was, like, this power-hungry, like, I don't know. I only read the description. I refused to read the story just because it was so weird sounding. But basically, it just sounded like he comes to Equestria, he's power-hungry, and he tries to take over the fucking world.
So, effectively, he changes the entire governmental system of Equestria on his own.
Well, he tries to. That's at least what I think it is. I have no idea.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the trend, that they don't sound very interesting. And they could just as easily be replaced with something more interesting, like a dragon or a griffin or something entirely new. Like maybe there's a, super smart race of cockatrice or something.
Maybe there's a blue hedgehog.
Oh. Now that I would like to see. No, that's already been done. And the stories I've read, not very interesting.
Maybe there's a velociraptor.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Spoiler alert.
Yeah! Yeah! Actually, yeah.
We can't tell them why, though. Not yet. Not until it's finished.
Not until it's finished.
Not until you get your ass over here so we can make it.
Shut up about that! I'll get it one day! Yeah. So, yeah. Humans, effectively the same as OCs, only them fitting in a role, not too good. If you're gonna put one in your story, make there a reason as to why they, as a human, have to be there, and it couldn't just be some other creature.
Couldn't be something else. It had to be a human. Why?
So, yeah. See you later, guys. Our next topic will be,
He always has to come up with one before we end.
Ooh, I know. The overusage of the manticore in the fandom. Like, why is the manticore so overused? There you go. See you next time, guys. Until then, I'll be seeing you.